3, 2. Hello. Bonsoir. Oh, this is the night. What a beautiful night, and I call it Bella Notte. Is that good?
Keep it in. Hey party people, welcome to my channel.
What's your channel
This
about?
is my hell. This is my hell channel. Zizi boy, zizi boy.
Zizi bonjour. Bonjour. Très joli. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? That's it. Hey party people, welcome to another weird little video. Hi Luke.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh. It's good.
Is it though? Is it good?
Honestly, we just sat down and we watched Passport to Paris and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Listen, so I get the impression that that wasn't your experience, like you didn't thoroughly enjoy it, but I will say you have not been so engaged with any of the movies as you were with that one.
I think Switching Goals was better than this movie.
I disagree.
I think there were some
Wholeheartedly.
aspects to this movie that were freaking weird.
I think this movie was like really weird. This movie was super weird, but it was not worse than Switching Goals. This movie was so much more interesting than Switching Goals. And delightful. Like, this movie almost made me cry.
What point?
At the end! When they're, like, saying goodbye to their grandpa.
Oh my god.
And to the, like, butler and the chef. And to their grandpa's assistant. It's like, aw, like, they, like, had a good time.
They
It
were
was
there
a
a week.
sweet film.
What was that movie about? Like, I couldn't even tell you.
So, I will say, so the movie starts, and, like, there are just a few scenes that are supposed to, like, give you an idea of what the girl's life is like in California or whatever, and you're like, ugh, like, these girls are awful. Like, they're, like, kind of, like, bullies, and they're boy crazy, and they're just, like, they're not great. But then you realize, oh, this is kind of the point. They're supposed to be, like, going to Paris as kind of like a formative experience. Like, their parents are like, they need to get some culture, they need to get out of the mall. You know?
See, I didn't get that at all. Like, what?
I mean,
They're like,
they
need to
literally
go to
say
France
that. Yeah,
in order
and
to
then...
be normal human beings. Like,
Well,
it
I
makes no
agree,
sense.
it makes no sense, but it's, you know, it's a Mary-Kate and Ashley film. So they go to France, and their grandpa is the ambassador. He's the American ambassador. He's the American ambassador to France.
as if they really haven't been to France.
Right, if your grandpa's the ambassador, like, you're probably going a couple times a year, I would assume. So they go to France, and they're pretty obnoxious. They're supposed to be, like, stereotypical American teenagers, which they do a good job of. And then they, like, meet boys and fall in love, and they win over the staff at the embassy, and it's just a delight. See, you know what I like about this film? I just explained it.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, what happened? I feel like every Mary-Kate and Ashley movie we've watched, I've been like, I don't even know how to explain this movie. But this movie couldn't have been more simple.
I don't give a shit. This is making me angry.
So, like,
At
let's
this point.
duke it out. What rating would you give this movie?
It's not even on the list. Rotten Tomatoes didn't even have a rating for this movie. They're like, I don't know. Like, it's not even a movie, really. Like, it's just to sell toys.
I'm getting a little bit too much angry energy from you right now.
I thought these movies would get better.
They are.
No, they're not. Mary-Kate and Ashley go to Paris and hang out with two boys.
Right.
And that's it.
To the chagrin of their grandpa's assistant, who is supposed to be escorting them around Paris. And they end up building a delightful, lovely relationship with him over time. They help him, you know, stand up to their grandpa, and he gets a promotion. He falls in love with a supermodel.
He does. He definitely wins.
Yeah, and they also win over the chef. There's a French chef who's always trying to feed them escargot and stuff, which is the food item for this movie, by the way. Definitely escargot.
Snails.
Or, like, dirty French water.
I don't know what to feel anymore. I'm becoming so desensitized to this Mary-Kate and Ashley stuff that's just like...
I understand what you mean by desensitized, but I feel like I'm becoming more tuned in to Mary-Kate and Ashley.
I guess.
And, like, in that process, like, you know, we're watching these movies. I really appreciated what this one brought to the table in comparison to the others. I'm gonna say this is my number 2 after It Takes Two.
I can tell Mary-Kate and Ashley are done with it. I think they're as done with it as I am at this point in their careers. They're like,
maybe that's why you're not
Christ.
buying into it. Maybe you're just so tuned into the fact that they're just toast.
How could you enjoy doing that? Like, it's just...
I mean, at this point, what, they're supposed to be like 13 years old, 12 years old, you know, traveling, acting. They're the executive producers, quote unquote, on these movies. Like, they're making so much money. Yes. Yes. What's your rating?
I'm with Rotten Tomatoes. I don't even have one.
You're really not gonna rate this one.
It's like rating Bob the Builder. It's like, I don't know.
But we've rated all of them so far. I mean, I guess we did have to take a pause on Billboard Dad, but that's because that movie was a mess. It's a 6.5.
You were putting it down on your notes.
Oh yeah, I've been keeping copious notes.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's a half a point better than Switching Goals.
I really, like, are there any YouTube videos about, like, the history of Mary-Kate and Ashley? Like, at this point, were they just moving toys?
They're just moving toys. So, I've looked into it, and, like, because I always thought, like, oh yeah, there was, like, a Barbie. There was, like, a Mary-Kate and Ashley Barbie set that you could buy. There were, like, tons of Mary-Kate and Ashley Barbie sets, and just stuff like that. So much paraphernalia that they were pushing.
Like, did you get these movies with the Barbie? They, like, slipped a little DVD in there?
No, these movies were their own cash cow entirely.
Where did you watch these movies?
Straight to DVD, or VHS at this point.
Okay, so you did get them with, like, the toys.
No.
It's like a Happy Meal movie. It's like...
It is, but, like, people bought these separately. Like, I remember I owned, like, these movies. You just had them on VHS. Like, you bought them. You went to Fred Meyer, Target, and you bought them.
You straight up bought them.
Yeah. There were a couple times in this movie where I felt like this could really easily turn into like a horror movie, like Hostel or like a kidnapping scenario. These two girls just getting carted around Paris by these two boys that they don't know, who like seem really nice. It's like these guys, it could be their job to like locate and acquire girls for the sex trade.
I wish the movie went that direction, honestly. It would have been like, whoa.
I feel like I'm sort of questioning my tastes as a child. Because I know, like, I feel like I pride myself on having been a child that had pretty good taste in, like, films and TV. Like, I was definitely, like, a TV-aholic, television-aholic. Which I still am. And, like, I know when I was a kid, I would just, like, watch movies over and over again. And I loved... I don't know. I feel like I had good taste in movies. These aren't good. Maybe there's a reason why I didn't go back to these like I do, like Lizzie McGuire Movie and Princess Diaries, movies like that.
I think it was a weird package deal. Like, it wasn't just the movies.
Yeah.
It was just this weird...
Yeah, you can't just enjoy the movies at face value. There has to be an added element. Man.
I just can't put my finger on it. It's so weird.
It's America. It's a great genre. Like, I love a good, like, little girl, like, teeny bopper type movie, you know?
Yeah.
From that time period, especially. Like, a late 90s, early 2000s. Freaking girl power movie. Where they, like, fall in love and travel the world. Like, that sounds great, but there's just something about it doesn't hit the mark.
So how many movies... So we've watched 5 movies thus far?
Yeah, I think. Yes.
And there's 7 more.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12 movies. That's more than a movie a year.
Yeah.
For Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. Like, no wonder they're bad.
Right.
Or just not even bad. They're just like, okay, you know.
Right. They're like, good job. You did it. Here's $50 million.
I still don't care about France.
I do kind of like not really buy the whole thing like Paris make you want to be spontaneous and like make you fall in love, and it's like it's just a city. Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is there something in the water that makes people randy? Well, you guys, that's it for today's video. We hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that Luke's opinion of this movie doesn't deter you from checking it out for yourself. Especially, as always, if you were somebody who enjoyed these movies when you were a kid, this was a good one. This is my number 2. I gave it a 6.5. It's good. It's worth a rewatch. It's weird. It's only like 87 minutes.
I think they're going to get 5 minutes into it and be like, no. No.
Oh, haha, no. Alright, you guys.
Another one down.
Another one bites the dust.
7 more?
7 more.
Dude, why? I'm really getting upset.
You guys, we might have to give Luke a break. Do you need a little bit of a break?
I don't know why this one had me so shook, honestly.
I know, especially because it was like pretty entertaining.
I don't know why.
He was fine.
I guess I had the expectation that they were going to get better.
They are getting better.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
That was bizarre.
This is significantly better.
One.
This was
the weirdest one.
No, it wasn't. The Bored Dad was weirder. This movie was a half point better than Switching Goals. My ranking is definitive. Your ranking is up for debate at all times.
I like Switching Goals. Maybe it was because they were playing with the ball. I'm like, oh
yeah. Maybe you really are just simple-minded.
I guess.
Well, you guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up so that Luke can move on with his day. But
night. It's over.
With his night.
It's over.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me everywhere at Finley Tucker. I'm especially on Twitter. I'll put Luke's stuff in the description also. He's a painter, so you should go look at his paintings. And I'll see you in a couple days with another weird little video. Leave him with a smile.
Goodbye.
That's the one.